She goes by Gabby the Great. She's here to do a poem for us. Give it.
Constant herding the sheep into these urban slaughterhouses. Pedophilia leads me to Chuck E. Cheese clubhouses. Legal genocide. Yeah, legal genocide because Flint still has mud coming out their water spouts and the government acting like they ain't shit they can do about it. Chemtrails disguised as clouds in, distractions based off clowns, man. Yet Congress is a circus feeding your rights to the lion's den. Fake food with no nutrients, but you still shove it in. See, medicine has no interest in the cure, simply profiting. The profits in the profiting. Either sell faith or inebriate the poor. The church is off the next door to a liquor store. Max time for petty crime, school to prison pipeline. See, immigration is your lifeline. Let me build on land that's not mine. Education is simply regurgitation. Students go into debt simply saying what you've been saying. With no knowledge of the drones being dropped on women and babies. They paint police as brave, yet they fit a life around black women and babies. Some love they oppressor so much, they'll call me crazy. Well, Uncle Tom, I hope your ingrown Stockholm Syndrome has been properly agitated. Because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And no matter how much they try and take on the role of God, my purpose cannot be altered. So I march down this garden of serpents that we call a country. And I do not fear thee, but I bet you fear me. I don't think that they hear me, I said. My Mike Brown skin was Trayvon marching down this Eric Garden of serpents that we call a country. Count trees that have fallen in the forest when nobody was around. And the question is raised of whether or not it makes a sound while the guns get raised at the kids we raise, reassuring that we don't make a sound country. Try contradictions that have fallen in the streets at the hands of these crooked police. Police, please don't try and fool me. When your morals are completely empty, I don't think that they hear me, I said. Please don't try and fool me when your clip is completely empty, so they silence our bodies, unaware that our minds have already been freed. Freedom rings like school bells. Ironic, because freedom is not taught in schools now. Country, count traditions in this country. Count trees that they have hung our body from like ornaments. There are people alive today that were slaves back then, but we won't soon forget. While our backs get bent from the weight of their hypocrisy. You see, they screw over everybody, then go and claim that it's chastity. Black history will forever be American history. I am tired of hearing their stories that are far from the truth, then taught to our youth of this red, white, and blue. I read rights until I turned blue, only to arrive at my own truth. That these bordering lines only mirror chalked out lines in this graveyard of human rights. I mean, graveyards holding to mere rights. I'm starting to believe y'all don't want to hear me. You see, they kill our fathers, then make fun of us for being fatherless. And rape our women because now they see them as powerless. Then tell our children, life is better when you are colorless. So as a result, you now have to work 10 times as hard as them black mothers. Nobody can imagine the nightmares that haunt you during the day. You are a pink rose blossoming in the wild amongst weeds. You see, they made you bury your child, but they didn't know we were seeds. Thank you.
What inspired that? What led you to write this? How did you about this piece?
It's crazy because the second half of that poem was actually like, it was more so like written right around the time Eric Gardner happened. It actually was inspired by the Sandra Bland thing too. So it was like everything was happening like back to back to back to back. So it was like it was built up like anger. I know I tell a lot of people they need time to like compress, like you need to like depress, like take all that shit off. Cause it's like after a long time, you know, like I can notice a lot of like, this is when I was an undergrad, so I could notice a lot of like the students walking around. It was like a lot of anger, nobody knew what to do. So like I kind of took that upon me because I did need time to like go ahead and, you know, write it, like just write it all out. So that's kind of what inspired it. I know the first half of the piece is crazy because that poem was written like 2015, roughly 2015. And then the first half of that poem, because I felt like it was so dated already because so much has already transpired since that time, I wrote the first half. So I felt like I needed to, and now I even still to today feel like the first half is now dated because so much has happened since all of that transpired. So that's what kind of led me to continue writing.
Okay, For sure.
Yeah.
And when you are writing your pieces, like, what are some things that you try to focus on? Whether it's like making sure you deliver it well, or like what are some things that you try to hone in when you're making the next spoken word piece?
I just try to make sure I'm being true to myself. A lot of my art is just it comes through like what I'm feeling at that exact moment, because I do see art as like emotions frozen in time. So a lot of it is whatever I'm feeling at that time, I'm basically going in on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then last question, what is some, like, I guess, keys or words of inspiration that you have for your fellow Black artists that are either trying to do spoken word or whatever type of art they're trying to do?
Don't sell out. Say like, I understand the popular stuff sells, but that's not gonna better your people at the end of the day. That's really all I have to say, is just to make sure that you stay true to you, even if it's not popular. Even if I'm performing to one person, if it could change your life, it could change your life.
For sure.